This encounter begins with a fundamental legal error that sets the tone for everything that follows. In the UK, there is no legal requirement for a member of the public to justify why they are filming from a public place. Yet here, officers immediately move from a casual inquiry into a terrorism-based suspicion without any specific intelligence, behavior, or conduct that would meet the threshold for lawful interference. Filming a police station, police officers, or police vehicles from a public footpath is lawful. This has been repeatedly clarified by the Home Office, the National Police Chiefs Council, and the College of Policing. Raising terrorism as a justification requires reasonable suspicion, not discomfort or generalized concern. At this early stage, the officers are not investigating a crime, they are testing compliance. And when policing drifts from law into assumption, escalation becomes almost inevitable. The question now is whether they correct course or double down.
Do I need a purpose to film?
What?
Do I need a purpose to film?
Well, normally you do.
No, I don't.
Just let the car get out.
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself?
So the number's there, 1171 NA.
If you could actually say what the numbers are, please. Not everyone can actually read them.
1171 NA, no
Thank
worries.
you.
So what's the purpose of filming today?
For my own purpose.
Yeah, what's the purpose?
My own purpose.
Just what's the purpose? then?
Because I want to film.
Okay. Obviously, when we see people filming outside, we get a little bit worried.
Yes.
There's terrorism, things like that.
Okay, so
That's
you're calling
why we
me a
asked.
terrorist?
I'm asking your purpose.
Okay. Well then, can you tell me then the last time when a police station was actually hit by a terrorist?
Well, that's not the point.
Okay,
Is it?
yes it is the point, because it's predominantly, okay, it will be the public that will get hit by a terrorist, not the police.
I think that's incorrect.
No, it's not incorrect. You've only got to look at past events, okay, and you will actually see that.
Okay.
And then when you look at the last
PCP
police
Farmer?
station, the last police station that actually
about
got hit by a
PCP
bomb,
Farmer?
okay, was in
That got stabbed
1972.
by a terrorist. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that was a stabbing.
Yeah, that's a terrorist act.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So then, if that's the case, then should we then?
This is a critical procedural moment. Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000 allows a stop and search only where an officer reasonably suspects that a person is a terrorist. Suspicion must be specific, objective, and based on behavior, not location alone. Here, the only factor relied upon is filming a police station. That is not in law sufficient. In fact, operational guidance explicitly warns officers not to rely on filming alone as grounds for counterterrorism powers. The failure here is not intent, but application. When extraordinary powers are mentioned casually, without grounding them in law, it exposes both the officer and the force to scrutiny. At this point, the interaction moves from consensual to potentially unlawful.
I'm here today.
I don't need to explain to you why I want to film.
But we're asking you why. I mean, we've got powers under the Terrorist Act.
What,
to
section
search
43?
You, to search you.
And
to
if
search
you
your
use
phone.
section 43, okay, it will be unlawful for one.
For why?
Okay,
Why is
because
that?
it's my lawful right.
Right.
And if you actually read the actual memo that got sent by the IOPCC, back in 2020, right, it will actually state that people can actually film a police station,
Yeah.
okay, police staff, police vehicles, okay, and section 43 should not be used, okay, in
But
that
what about
actual
hostile
event.
reconnaissance? What about that?
Okay.
What
Do you-
if we see you filming outside a police station?
Okay, well
and it
then,
could be viewed as
let me put
hostile
it to you this way.
reconnaissance?
I'll put it very bluntly, okay? If you believe
Policing decisions must be based on what a person is doing, not what an officer imagines they might do. Here, the justification shifts from observation to speculation, suggesting hypothetical future actions as a basis for concern. UK law does not permit interference on imagined outcomes. Reasonable suspicion cannot be built on what-if scenarios. This distinction matters because once police act on assumption rather than evidence, they cross from prevention into unlawful restriction. This clip demonstrates how quickly lawful monitoring becomes unjustified suspicion when officers fail to anchor decisions to present facts.
But also as well, what are your reasonable grounds? What are your reasonable grounds?
So you've waited for a van to come out. How do I know you're not going to run in when you're filming a police station? What for? It could be for the exit.
Well, this is a public footpath. This is a public
But you won't-
footpath.
That's not a public.
It makes no difference.
So
I can
that's
film.
private.
I can film.
Yeah, so we've come out. We're asking
Hang on. You
why.
say that that's private. Okay, that is owned by the public.
But it's
Okay.
private. You need a pass to get in.
Who's going
It's
in?
not-
I'm not getting in.
public ground.
I'm not getting in.
So I've asked you.
You made a presumption
why are you-
that I may
why-
go in.
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, you made a
can't- we
presumption.
can't take that chance. 'Cause
Yeah, I know.
apparently terrorists don't attack us. They do. I
Okay.
just gave you an example, haven't I? A few
Yeah,
years ago.
and then should we then talk about actual people then that get abused by the police on a daily basis?
Is that what you're filming for?
Okay.
Are you seeing if police are abusing people within the custody?
Well, yeah, you tried to say about using Section 43, okay, and that would have been an abuse of power.
Well, it's not an abuse of
You
power.
use-
This is the turning point. A different officer approaches using a fundamentally different policing style, one grounded in engagement rather than suspicion. Notice what's absent. No terrorism references, no demand for justification, no escalation. This demonstrates an important truth. Lawful policing does not require compliance tests or pressure. A simple conversation, conducted without implication of wrongdoing, achieves more than misapplied powers ever could. The contrast between officers is instructive. The law didn't change, the approach did.
Should be, okay, is there anything else I can do for you? Whatever, okay? I should be allowed to carry on and do what I'm lawfully allowed to
I've
do,
allowed you to. You've been filming me for ages.
okay?
So I've allowed you to.
Okay? Well, it's not about you allowing me to.
You've just told me to allow you to.
It's not about you allowing me to. It's something that I'm rightfully within my rights to do so.
Right, okay. You've just told me to allow you to. I have for about 10 minutes now. So.
Okay.
What's your first name?
I won't give my name.
Okay. What are you auditing? Just out of interest.
Pardon?
You're auditing, right?
I am,
What
correct.
Are you auditing?
A public building, okay, and a public service.
What is it? Just the amount of police officers that come out, or the vehicles? And
No, just whatever I can see. Just whatever I can see. Whether or not a vehicle comes out, okay, an officer comes out, makes no difference.
The final issue here concerns accountability. Body-worn video is not recorded for curiosity. It is recorded for policing purposes, including transparency and complaint investigation. Members of the public are entitled to request footage through the appropriate channels, and officers must correctly understand retention periods and disclosure rules. Misstatements in this area can undermine confidence even when interactions end calmly. Proper knowledge of evidence handling protects both the public and the police. When officers understand the limits and obligations of recording, trust is strengthened, not weakened.
before I
Okay,
turn it on.
and just make sure, okay, that does actually get kept, because I will be requesting a copy of that.
For a policing purpose, it can get kept. So I have
Okay.
to justify why I've kept.
No,
Yes, I do.
once I put in a request, okay, I have 30 days before it is actually deleted.
Correct.
Okay,
So if you
and
put a
it's in that
request in, I'll
time.
give it you.
Okay, and it's in that time that I will request a copy of it.
Okay, that's
And that's
fine.
why I said, okay,
But
please
other
make
than
sure.
a policing purpose, we can't save our body.
Okay.
It has to be for a policing purpose.
Okay, yeah,
Right?
and this is a policing purpose.
What's the purpose?
Okay, because we're having an interaction, okay, and if you actually look, or even on the Metzone website, okay,
We don't record every interaction.
I know you don't, but you are recording this interaction,
Yeah.
okay, and that's why I said I will request a copy of
No
it.
problem. But